We are now moving towards the next section of our Advanced Excel 2016 training, wherein we are going to learn about form controls. Under form controls, we are going to learn about group boxes, score bars and spinners, check boxes. We'll do all of that, but in this video, we're going to specifically learn about group boxes and option buttons. Now, if you want to work around this, there's one thing which you need to have in your Excel 2016, which is the developer tab. You will not have this tab in default by default, so you will need to add this to your ribbon. What you need to do is go to the file, click on options. Under options, you need to click on customize ribbon, and under customize ribbon, within main tabs, you will find that we have the developer. So you need to have a tick over here. If it isn't, just tick on it and click on OK, and you will find the developer tab, which now becomes available. We need this developer tab in order to insert form controls. Okay, so this is why it is very important. So please make sure that it is there on your ribbon, then only you'll be able to work on these videos. Okay, now what you're seeing in front of you is a typical form control made using form controls. This has been made wherein if you just move on from one radio button to the other, you will find that the linked cell is changing. By the end of this video, you will realize how this can be used effectively. Okay, so what is happening here is we have a linked cell attached to each of these radio buttons. So when the linked cell changes or the option changes, the linked cell here also changes. This is basically giving a very visual appeal to our model. So if you want to imbibe this in your financial models, you can do that very effectively. Okay, we're going to do this with the help of three scenarios that we have before also seen, such as the optimistic scenario, most likely scenario, and the pessimistic scenario. We're going to use those scenarios and make them visually appealing by making or adding group boxes, and these are known as the option buttons. So we'll make a group box and then add option buttons. Okay, so let's do that here. What we are supposed to do is go to the developer tab, and under insert we need to select first a group box. This is a typical group box, right? Group box form control. So you need to click on this, and this is going to be helpful for us in order to give a outline to our group box. If you want, you can increase or decrease the size of the group box as you wish to. Okay, and you can obviously rename this to something which you want. So let's rename this, and we will not keep it as group box 5, but we will give it a name. Let's say scenarios. Okay, this is the name of our group box. We can change the format, you can change the colors as you wish to do on this group box. As of now, let's now add the buttons. These are the option buttons that we will require. So let's add them. Again, go to the developer tab, insert, and what we now need is the option button. This is the typical option button. You need to click on it, and wherever you want to add an option button, you can do that. You can shift it according to your requirement, and we can rename this. It's as of now option button 6. We will keep it as expected scenario. Okay, so this is our radio button or button number, option button number 1. As of now, we have not linked anything, so even if you select, you see that only that gets selected. But now we're going to add more buttons. So insert one button again, insert, and let's make another option button, and we will rename this to optimistic. Okay, there's some problem in the renaming. And let's add one more button, and we shall rename this as pessimistic. Okay, so we now have three option buttons over here, but what we need to now do is we need to make certain changes. Okay, for that what you need to do is right click on this, go to format controls. Under this we're going to provide a cell linkage as to where you want to link it. Okay, so under controls we're going to link it to any cell you want. Let's say J4, that seems fine. If you want a 3D shading, you can keep it 3D shading, and okay. So if you select expected, you will see that the number is now changed to 1. If you select it, is this optimistic, it changes to 2. And let's do a bit of format control. Change it. When you change it to pessimistic, it becomes 3. Okay, so you can now integrate into the model. We have created the buttons as well as linked them to this is basically your linked cell. Okay, now let's imbibe this and try out with an example how we can keep this in our model. For let's say in case of expected valuations are, let's say, 100. The optimistic valuations are, let's say, 150, sorry, and the pessimistic valuations are, let's say, 50. Let's use the choose command and see how we can use this. Choose, let's select the index number and the values. Okay, this should be fine, and click enter. As of now, it is showing us the pessimistic valuations. If you change this to optimistic, you will see that it is showing us 150, and if you change it to expected, it is showing us the expected value, which is 100. So this is how you can imbibe or use the group and option buttons and use them in your financial model, integrate into it. You can vary your options according to your needs. In the next video, we'll move on to other form controls.